If it's your first time opening one of these up, you'll need to get a heat gun to counteract the Loctite. You'll want to use the flat head on the soldering iron because the point won't work. And you want to hold it on there for about 30 to 35 seconds. Bear with me because this was my first time opening these things up. Now I've done it about 10 times because I have 4 bikes. 2 hardtails and 2 softtails. It takes a security star screw, and so I could put more weight on it, used some lock grips, gripped it, and then pushed down on it, and then turned it. Because if that thing slips out, you'll strip those bolts. So you want to get a good grasp on it. So you'll just repeat the step for all the bolts. I'll do that in fast forward so you don't have to go through the whole thing. Here's a perfect place to stop for my advertisement. You have to wait a couple seconds. I would suggest videoing yourself when you take it out after you get the bolts off. The reason being is you need to know where the spacers are and where that little nut is that holds the planetary gear on perfectly, so it'll catch up. But when you're done with that, then you're going to want to clean that thing out. I got a toothbrush specifically for this, and I brush it down and I blow it out and get a vacuum and make sure all those teeth are clean, because if you have broken tooth, then you will have debris in there. Here I am putting some of the lubricant in. I use white lithium grease, but you got to put it only on the threads, not the rest of the thing. The rest of it doesn't need grease. Most people don't put it on the wheel. They put it on the actual planetary gear, but I decided to put a little bit on there so it would move itself around just a little bit better on. Here's me testing to see if the new part fit. It already had the planetary gear on it, so I didn't have to replace the planetary gear. It looks like I'm going to have to use my old motor to show you guys how the planetary gear comes off and where that little pin that holds it together goes. But here's just me testing it to make sure it fell in properly. And you got to turn it just a little bit to get it to work. Takes a second. And notice I'm turning the plate, which isn't what you need to turn. You need to turn the actual thing itself, so it does eventually go in. And it's about here I realized the reason it wouldn't go in is because the thing was sticking on the other side, sticking out. So, yeah, I know, before you comment, battery's probably not the best thing to be putting under that tire. Now I'm going to screw in all the bolts hand tight, and then I'll go back with my grips on each one and put them just a couple turns more. Don't put too much on them, but enough to get it snug. If I was you though, I'd put Loctite on them first, because I've done this and those things come out and they will rip the cord. They will slowly eat at that cord, so make sure you use Loctite. I learned this on my second time doing this, that Loctite's the only way to keep it from coming back out slowly and then slowly eating at the cord. That's because of the position of those bolts. They slowly come out. That's how you put in a new motor.